Manchester United are in the need of a new midfielder this summer. Now, in this video, I'll be looking at the three main targets that have been linked with the move to Manchester United, giving you an overview and a reason why Manchester United may go out and potentially sign these players. So don't forget, drop a like, comment, subscribe, and let's get straight into it now. The first guy I'm going to start off by talking about is Nottingham Forest Elliot Anderson, 23 years of age, a player who's been on the rise at Nottingham Forest and being one of their most important players. Has started 22 matches, so every match in the Premier League for Nottingham Forest, and for me is an ideal player. Now let's look at a few factors and a few assets that he does have. Someone who's elite on the ball. His ball control is fantastic. The way he manipulates the ball is probably one of the best I've seen in the Premier League. He's been for me the best midfielder, probably beside Declan Rice in the Premier League this season. Now again, what would he add to Manchester United? An element of control, someone who can make progressive passes, someone who can dictate play from deep, someone who can play balls in behind, someone who can again wants to play forward all the time, has the sort of mentality to be a United player in my opinion. Is a good set piece taker. So again, he's someone who is fantastic. He gets defensive contributions. He wins aerial duels. He can then chip in with an odd goal, but defensively for me he's fantastic, and he's someone who can dictate the play from deep. Now again, if you look at his suitability, Premier League experience, which is a positive. Now you look at the age, as I said, 23, so he has that right sort of age to kind of develop, but he's also kind of experienced at the same time. Now if you look at the price, again that would probably be something that is not certain yet for Anderson. I think it's definitely something that can change. But as of now, I would say a ballpark between 50 to 80 million, which again, he's one of those players who's worth that. Now, Forest, I think they know they want to sell him, but apparently they have no intention to sell him to a Premier League rival. Now, for me, this is my number one choice, and that is why I've talked about him first. For me, he's a player that Manchester United should be doing everything to get this summer. I've watched him many times this season. I've watched him against Manchester United, where he had a good game. I watched him against Liverpool. Like, he's been fantastic for Forest this year, and I think for me, he's the player that I would go and get. Now, as I said, let's talk about positives. Premier League experience, at the right age, got the quality and fits the profile that we needed. As I said, has played in a variety of systems. He's played in sort of a left 10, he's played in a deep line position, he's played box to box. He has experience. Nottingham Forest are playing in Europe, he's been their best player, and for me, would be the player that I'd go for. As I said, fantastic player, fantastic talent. In terms of negatives, potentially the price. Would he struggle to adapt to Manchester United? No, I'm just kind of throwing things out there. But for me, yeah, he's been a fantastic player for this season for Forest. And he's played a lot of games, so he would be the one that I'd go for. Now, the next one, Adam Wharton. 20 matches in the league, started 20, he's missed a few from injury. For me, he's my second choice option. He's someone for me, he's kind of at the right age. Got a bit of quality, a lot of quality about him. He's 21 years of age. Again, Palace are losing a lot of players. They've already lost Guehi. Mateta looks like he's on his way out. The manager's leaving. Wharton, for me, is someone who I think is destined to go this summer. Now, as I said, if you look at the price he's worth, his market value's in the region of 50 to 55 million pound. Now, what I would say about Wharton is his main asset for me is his control. But his line breaking passes are really. It was the one against United he played, I think it's a Mateta, and then Euro fouled him. Like, his line breaking passes are quality, and I haven't seen none like it in the league. Now, one thing potentially, there's obviously areas for improvement in all of them. He's got Prem experience. He's played in. His main system is obviously a 3-4-3. So again, the formidable 3-4-3. Would he be able to adapt to playing a different system? That's something that we'll have to talk about. You look at Manu under Amorim. He just didn't want him to adapt and play in that midfield too, so that would be a concern. But there's no doubt Adam Wharton's a top player. He's primarily a defensive midfielder. As I said, he's played 20 games for Palace this season. He does get a lot of 90 minutes. And for me, he's a very, very talented player. Now, if you look at sort of price, as I said, I think he'd be 65 million pounds. And again, I think he does have some unique qualities. As I said, his line breaking passes, his control, his set piece delivery. Again, in terms of weakness, potentially you could say aerial duels. He does create chances with his line breaking passes. And for me, the positives again outweigh the negatives. Prem experience, young and willing to learn, suitability, tactical sort of able to develop. And again, under that new manager, we'll have to see who that preference is. But Wharton is definitely someone who, for me, stands out in a unique way. Now, the next and the final midfield I want to talk about is Carlos Baleba. So, Carlos Baleba, again, 17 matches, he started 14. Obviously, hasn't had the greatest start to the season that he expected. Obviously, the reason apparently is due to speculation, or he's had some family issues as well. Now, there's no doubt, listen, regardless of how bad or how good the season has been, I still believe he's a talented player. He's 22 years old, so again, is in the similar age range to Wharton and Anderson. He's someone who, again, apparently is his dream to play for Manchester United, and obviously we all know United were linked to him and had talks with him in the summer. It was early August, reported by Fabrizio and David Ornstein. It came out from that Manchester United had talked with him. So it's no kind of strange thing that I think under Amorim it was the priority now. Obviously, with the change of manager, whoever that manager is, we'll see who that sort of priority is. But what I would say, traits about Baleba: ball carrying elite, got an odd shot about him. His contract ends in 2028, so again he does have a few years left on his deal. Again, I think his main asset though is his ball carrying, and I think that's something that is very, very special. He's got elite ball control. He's physical as well. He can play out from the back. Again, he's played in a variety of systems as well. So for me, he would be sort of my third choice. But from a Manchester United perspective, he's probably their main choice. Now, as I said, there's obviously areas for improvement. I think at times he does get caught sleeping in possession and being sloppy on the ball. I think at times his composure can improve, as I just alluded to there. And also overall a lot in his game. I think aerially he's something that he needs to improve on. But again, would he be able to adapt to Manchester United? I think so. And as I said, the season hasn't been great. But listen, they're the three that I've talked about. Now, to conclude, the three, out of those three, the one that I would want the most would be Elliot Anderson. Now, he has a contract until 2029. He's a player for me who's been brilliant for Forest, and I think the quality and the immediate impact he's bringing to this team. I mean, I wouldn't mind anyone that we get. Apparently, United want to go out and get two, which would be brilliant. But can you imagine a midfield two of Anderson and Kobbie Mainoo? Like, it'd be generational. The quality in that, the composure on the ball, the ability to make line breaking passes, the defensive ability as well is fantastic. And I think, listen, they're going to go for a lot of money. I think all three of them will move this summer. Elliot Anderson has been linked to City. I mean, Baleba, I haven't really seen many talks with other clubs. I think I've seen Bayern and Man United in it. And Wharton will be linked with a plethora of clubs. So three of them are going to go. My choice is Anderson. Second is Wharton, then Baleba third. But let me know your thoughts and who do you think Manchester United will sign? Because it is certainly up in the works. And who knows, there is potentially an option that we do get two of those three. So hopefully that does happen. Let me know your thoughts. Peace.